The college football experience, week 11, Dantabase top 25 and MACtion Tuesday night preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Dantabase top 25, week 11, MACtion Tuesday preview and picks, and of course, other random shit that we will talk about. YouTube.com/the college experience. Jump on over there, hit that like and subscribe button because we're building a goddamn army. All right. And we want you. All right, Uncle Sam style. We want you to join the fun. YouTube.com. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swing at Dantabase Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh boy. We needed some college football action tonight. I mean, it was cool watching the a shit ton of college hoops games. Got our ass whooped actually. But yeah, I missed it like an old friend. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the college basketball experience. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Line Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, we needed college football tonight. College hoops not so good. College football, let's go.
Yeah. I mean that college hoops was rough night. It felt too good last night. That's the problem. They're cooking the books. You know what I mean? But look, I'm always excited to talk football or basketball, even with the losing night. I mean, we've been pretty fired this season so far. So there's always a silver lining. I guess we should just jump into it. I did see Weber State fired their head coach in the FCS, but we'll save that for the FCS show on Thursday or early Friday morning. Stick to that. All right, jump on over there. Hit that subscribe on that too as well, iTunes, Spotify. Let's just jump right into this mix, man, because we have the Dantabase top 25 action. But before we get to the actual top 25, we got MACtion. And we got the battle of the wagon wheel. Goes back 102 years. All right. Get the hell out of here with your bullshit. All right. Look, by the way, I just want to shout out the MAC. We're going to be covering the other MAC games tomorrow. We're going to get we have the two on this episode for Tuesday. But this is the greatest MACtion week in a while. Mac, have you seen this lineup? Like Kent State, Akron, both teams 3. So Kent State's 3-6, Akron's 4-6, playing for, both are above their win total. So it's like a perfect match. Battle of the wagon wheel goes back 102 years. Trying to go for a bowl even though I know Akron can't go bowling. You never know. The NCAA could reverse their course or something. Maybe they try to sue them or something. I don't know.
Should.
Yeah. But then we get Ohio and Western Michigan in the next one. And we'll get to that in a second as far as like projecting that game. But dude, that game's got major fucking implications. If you look at the conference race, Ohio's currently in first place. I mean, they're tied. Everyone's 4-1. There's 4 teams 4-1. Ohio and Western Michigan both 4-1, right? Then on Wednesday, they gave us the Toilet Bowl, which I love. Northern Illinois 2-7 is at the McGurk taking on UMass.
Can they finally win?
Perfect Toilet Bowl. And then we have Toledo, who is very much in the picture, just one game out, taking on Miami, Ohio in Oxford on Wednesday. And then the third Wednesday game, Buffalo, Central Michigan. Mm-hmm. Central Michigan's one game out. I mean, we got like MACtion playoffs on Monday and Tuesday. Or I'm sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday here. This is whoever forecasted it to go like this is a fucking genius.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, you got the top 6 teams all playing one another, with the one exception being Ball State being on a bye week. The rest of it, all the 3 and 2 and 4 and 1 teams play one another. Then you got kind of the basement playing one another. Then Kent and Akron, the 2 overachievers in the middle of the pack. So yeah, it's a more balanced MAC schedule than I can ever remember it. So yeah, shout out to the MAC here.
Yeah, they forecasted this correctly. Now this particular game. Akron's currently laying 5.5. The over under at 56.5. We were on Ball State a week ago. They played a year ago. Akron won 38-17, but that was Kenny Burns, Civil War style. This is Mark Carney, and these pesky Kent State Golden Flash have been pretty solid this year. Akron is laying 5.5. The over under 46.5, not 56. Call me crazy, Mac, but I think the Akron Zips have turned a corner.
I think you're right.
I am laying the 5.5 here. And I will also, what is the weather going to be? That's the only thing that would make me a little bit paranoid here. Get that Akron, Ohio weather.
34, 12-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah. Whoa, no, I see snow, dude.
And then the next game's going to be cold as hell too.
Wait, Tuesday I'm seeing snow.
Oh, I don't see the snow. I just see the wind. But either way, I mean, it's 30.
Where are you seeing that? Just on the on an app or something, or?
Yeah.
Okay, because I just pulled up Akron weather via Google. I see 16-mile-an-hour winds. Snow. 20% chance of snow. Please, this is why MACtion's the best. That makes me a little more. that helps Kent State, I think, some. But I'm still taking Akron. I'll lock it up because 20% chance there. Give me the Zips laying the 5.5 to move to 5-6, and Joe Moorhead will be brought back next year, regardless, with 5 wins. I think. You with me?
I think I am. I mean, they've really turned a corner here. I think that they want that 6-6 season. I know you can't go bowling, but like they've overachieved this year. They put it on UMass last week, and they've been good at home. So yeah, give me Akron. I'm with you. Lay the points.
All right. So double lock on the Zips. Battle of the wagon wheel. College. That's how you know college football. These fucking losers these days. They don't even talk about this shit on College Game Day. They don't talk about it on other shows. The wagon wheel deserves your respect. I don't even have a problem with Game Day, but you know my point. Doesn't have Lee Corso anymore. I miss old Lee. Next up, we have Ohio, Western Michigan, as I was just alluding to. Gigantic fucking game. I think if you were to do a list of the top 15 games or 20 games this week, this would certainly be on there. This series goes back to 1939. Western Michigan is laying 1.5 currently. I see the over under at 46.5. I do not see snow in the forecast, but I do see a cold ass fucking game.
Cold as shit.
Yeah, I am seeing this thing looking at. I mean, actually, there's a 10% chance of snow, but 13-mile-an-hour winds and a high for the day of 39 degrees. This is played at night. So I think this is going to be about 29 degrees. Wow. Okay. This sounds awesome. Please give us 2 snow games. Please. please.
Well, it's going to be cold on Wednesday at those games in Kalamazoo and then Oxford.
Let's go. No, Kalamazoo's here. What are you talking about? You mean in Mount Pleasant?
Mount Pleasant.
Yeah,
I got my MACtion next.
Yeah, I mean, this game's fascinating, dude. And I kind of think Ohio winning the Battle of the Bricks last week, they're doomed here. I'm going with both favorites on Tuesday night. Give me. I mean, I think Ohio's the best team in the MAC, but I just think that's a tough back-to-back away after your big-time rivalry game. So I'm on the Broncos -1.5. They've just been sitting there watching from afar. Lance Taylor and company get it done. How about you?
Yeah, I'm on Western Michigan. This is a tough spot, and Western didn't have to play a MACtion game last week. They played the week before on Saturday, so 10 days of prep here. More rested team, getting Ohio off the off the rivalry win. I'm on Western Michigan, and I think they're dogs actually.
Really, I see them at -1.5 right now. But shop around. They could be. Both of us on the same MACtion Tuesday picks. Bill Russo in the chat cracking me up. Those are the two games. Tomorrow night's games, we will talk about all three MACtion games. The Thursday Troy Old Dominion game, both Friday games, and those are all just FBS. Don't forget, in the FCS, South Carolina State, North Carolina Central going on Friday night. That's a fire game as well. So buckle up. Kevin in the chat saying Western Michigan is +1.5 on DK.
Yeah, shop around. It's bouncing back and forth depending on the book. You can get them as a short dogs. Let's go.
Take that 1.5. This is MACtion. You need every goddamn point you can get sometimes. Yeah.
The Broncos.
Let's go. All right. Well, that's our MACtion card. So tomorrow we'll tackle the rest. Now it's time for the Dantabase Top 25. But before we do that, I want to let you know that we are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And look, I know college basketball is already tipped off, a week ago today. So we hosted. That's coming up next in like 2 hours here. We're going to be talking college hoops. We talk college hoops every single game, every night of the season. Subscribe, tell a friend, but also check out our pal. You've heard him here on this show every Wednesday. CJ Sullivan, the bet detective here. Subscribe to his podcast, The Bottom Line Bombs. He's absolutely hilarious. Obviously, if you've catch his stand up, I highly recommend catching that, but also his show talks sports year round, whatever's topical at that time. I highly recommend it. Get on over there. They do the NFL picks, him and Hannibal Burris and another comic, who I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but very funny shit. They talk just whatever sport is currently, whatever headlines are happening, and they have a great take on it, great spin on it. I highly recommend it. So get on over there, subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs with the bet detective CJ Sullivan. Also, this is the week of the Grey Cup. Sunday will be the Grey Cup, and I host the CFL Gambling Podcast. We are the home of the Huge Tits Parlay over there. CFL Gambling Podcast, we will be giving out our Grey Cup picks for the 113th Grey Cup. And we will give out not only that, first touchdowns, DFS, player props, as well as our Huge Tits Parlay. So get on over there and let it ride. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Look, MyBookie is your place to bet on football, and everything else. They're prop builder second to none. And their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. And when you do, use our promo code. That is TCE SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCE SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Novig. Yes, Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. With Novig, you're getting the best prices because they're an exchange. So check them out. Yeah, Novig's available in 35 different states. So download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back. Shout out to Carlton in the chat. We'll try to write everybody back. At times it can be tough, especially if we're doing 30 Jaeger bombs. Dude. Yeah, man. Everyone's cool. Everyone's cool. I feel like for the most part. There's a few piles of shit.
99% of them are good dudes.
Yeah. I'm an optimist. All right. I watch me and my wife watch a lot of Forensic Files, and sometimes she has the complete opposite take. She's like, God, the world's fucking terrible. I never want to go out in the world. And I'm like, nah, everyone's good. Everyone's good. I mean, sure, some of these people are gonna be killers, rapists, piles of shit. It's just the way I gotta look at it. The UCLA's trying to go to SoFi Stadium. We talk about that.
Terrible.
That needs to be on Forensic Files. God damn it! What the hell is that? What the hell are we talking about? Let's get to the Dantabase top 25. Look, we got a VCR. I'm watching football. Death to neutral site games. You see it there. Hard ticket to Hawaii. Run the damn ball. QBs are all pussies. All right. Just there's a lot of alcohol there. So come hang out in the land down under with the Dantabase top 25. If you have not ever tuned in to the Dantabase top 25, well, I believe this is a system that we should all look at or use something very similar to this, as opposed to just throwing teams out there based off of their reputation. So, let's get into it. At number 25, I have the Pitt Panthers. Just like that, Mac. Welcome to the fucking show. Pat Narduzzi with some hilarious comments today, by the way.
What is wrong with him? What's wrong with that fucking idiot?
I almost wonder if he's just trying to not give them bullets. Because if I know him, I've met Pat Narduzzi. I've interviewed him, but I just can't see that being true. He's a former fucking linebacker, coach's son.
Yeah.
Right. I just can't see it being true. I think he's just doing shtick for TV. You know what I mean? Like I just can't see that being true.
He's such a troll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has to be. A lot of people ate that up today. I got tagged by a bunch of people in this. I'm not buying it. I've met the dude. He's jacked. He seems like he's ready to go at all times.
He talked a lot of shit the Brawl week, so maybe he learned from that.
Maybe.
Maybe he's going the other way this time, because he talked a lot of shit, saying, "Oh, they're scared to play us. Get the fuck out of here." Narduzzi's Narduzzi.
Yeah, I believe he's like 110% at all times in his life. You know what I mean? Like that's why he's a millionaire. I mean, look, he's got his shortcomings as a coach, in my opinion, but I'm not buying they're just taking the day off. If you've met the guy,
Notre Dame.
Yeah, I could see other people doing this. Not him.
Like his point is correct in terms of, like, in the grand scheme of things, the game doesn't matter for their playoff implications, but you don't say that.
I almost think he's doing that on purpose to troll, like Stanford and Cal being a part of the ACC and the whole fucking thing. I just can't see his team. I know unless I misunderstood the guy or I misread the guy, he strikes me as the guy that, like, every practice you're 100. That's why they're one of the more physical teams year out, and in the ACC, despite their talent, is they just seem to go at it. You know what I mean? So, but Pitt, I do think by default in a way here they became ranked. Some of the other teams a lot of the teams that were towards the back from a week ago are now gone. So there's that. So, I mean, meaning gone as in they lost. So I had to move them down. And then I was battling resumes here to see which wins were better. And I came to the opinion that I think Pitt, I was battling between like 4 other schools. And I was like, I guess they have the best resume.
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky. And they have won a bunch in a row now. So, I mean, that's kind of why I factored them in there, but you can make the case between them and about 4 other teams behind them. But I thought Pitt had the best resume based on that. At number 24, I have the Miami Hurricanes, and I did not have Miami ranked last week, but they did not cover, but they blew out Syracuse, even though if you watch the game, it was quite hilarious. It had very much Stanford vibes. Stanford won. They beat Stanford 42-7, but that shit was like 7-7, like mid third quarter.
Gonna dress it up, Miami.
Yeah. But I think what's really helping Miami is just Notre Dame doesn't lose, even though I had them. We'll get to Notre Dame. The resume is not great, dude. Notre Dame and South Florida, their first 3 weeks, they are clinging the fuck onto because the rest is absolute trash. Syracuse is 3-7. Stanford is 3-7, right? Florida State is 4-5. Florida is 3-6. They don't have any good wins.
I know.
Besides Notre Dame and South Florida, and those were in the first 3 weeks of the season.
They've gotten worse throughout the year. Shocker. Cristobal.
Typical Cristobal, right?
Yeah.
Now I know that you can make the argument, and this is fair. I heard someone on Dan Patrick talking about this. Like, how do you put Notre Dame ahead of Miami? That is tricky. Like, that is tricky, especially knowing Horvath didn't play. We'll get
yeah.
I thought about this long and hard. Now the resume, first off, you have an outright win. So I do think if Miami wins out to me and Notre Dame wins out, I would put Miami above Notre Dame. Fairly certain, right? But Miami needs to beat NC State and Pitt, who are teams with winning records, I think, to really help. Like that would then sell me that they deserve to be better or to be, But if the season ended right now, I'd still have to do it. I'd still have to do it because both their resumes are absolute dog shit. You know what I mean? Like,
and they'd have to win in Blacksburg too. Like, if one thing we know about Cristobal, they can Cristobal at any moment.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. But so right now, I have Miami at 24 based on the but just because they've looked like shit lately. Right. They've dropped back, but resume wise, I don't know. Like, what I think comparing them and Notre Dame. So Miami has the head to head, right? Notre Dame has beat, I think, more Power 5 teams with a winning record.
Yeah,
they have. So it's tricky because obviously the head to head, but Notre Dame has what? They have a win over USC.
That's their best win.
And NC State.
And right? Boise, who's okay. Boise
and Navy, even though we know Blake Horvath, their Heisman candidate from a year ago, didn't play.
Yeah.
But I think that's a little bit better
than Miami's
right now. But like I said, when it's all said and done, if they have the same record, you have to put Miami in my opinion, because they beat them straight up.
Do you think they will?
No, I don't. But
I don't either. I think they put Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Dave, their argument would be it was week 1, but it's week 1 still's got to matter, right?
Well, another thing is Notre Dame plays Pitt. Yeah. Notre Dame's already beat NC State. Miami plays NC State. Miami plays Pitt. So you're going to have a lot of similar opponents there.
Yeah, you are going to have a lot of common opponents despite not being in the same league. Hilarious.
Yeah, I have the Canes at 24 right now. At number 23, I got them Michigan Wolverines, man. And look, the resume is not incredible. I'll tell you that. But they do. So they're 7-2. The win. What's crazy is the non-con wins over New Mexico and Central Michigan pack a little bit more heat than almost their entire conference schedule. But they did beat Nebraska and they did beat Washington. And Nebraska is 7-3 as well. Washington is 6-3, but Washington just looked like they lost this past week to a terrible Wisconsin team. So, I think Michigan's resume is a little bit better than Miami's. As far as I know, you could argue Miami has the better one win, which I would agree with. But the depth of wins here, right? New Mexico, Central Michigan, Nebraska, USC. I'm sorry, not USC. Washington, all winning records, right? All winning records. And their losses are to Oklahoma and USC, who are a higher rank than them. That was my logic. Anyway, Wolverines at 23. Another thing is they've left the state of their home state more than once.
Yeah.
Miami's played outside of Florida one time. Miami still only played 2 fucking road games, right? It's November 10th, right? Michigan's played at Oklahoma, at Nebraska, at USC, at Michigan State.
It's crazy.
I'm sorry. We should reward the team that has won on the road more. I think it's the hardest thing to do in college football. Reward the team that can win on the road more. At number 22, I got the Texas Longhorns.
They'll be in the top 10 tomorrow.
Look, they're clinging to well, the Oklahoma win and Vandy win looks better after Vandy does take care of Auburn. So they have 2 really good wins. They also have a terrible fucking loss to a 3-6 Florida team.
They act like that's like a top 25.
How do they justify that? Like when this stupid committee, how do they justify that game? That's a game they got their ass whooped into. I don't think they ever had the lead in that game.
No.
How do they justify that?
Because it's fucking Texas.
It's just ridiculous. Like they're so bad at their job. It's like that's probably the worst loss in the whole top 25, right?
Yes.
I mean, the only other one I could think of was
Alabama.
But I think Florida State's better than like they have more wins than Florida right now. I mean, it's not by much, but I guess if you played that, if that was a neutral site game, I don't know who the fuck I would take. I think I don't know. I think I would take it like if it was at the Swamp, I'd take Florida. If it was in Tallahassee, I think I'd take Florida State. But neutral site, I kind of think I'd take Florida State.
Yeah.
So,
chat's funny. We need a Dantabase bottom 10 team.
I should do that. Why have I not thought? Sometimes sometimes you're so in the fire. Yeah. You don't think about that. Thank you. I think I should try to do that, Carlton. Appreciate that. At number 21 is the Tulane Green Wave with the huge win this past week. Absolutely huge win. Some would argue that they would be, the team in position to make the playoffs. I mean, right now they're probably, I think the odds on favorite to play South Florida in the AAC championship. They're favored by South Florida's favored by 10.5 against Navy. So that's my assumption. Tulane's got a really interesting resume. They have a win over Northwestern, who has a winning record in the, overall 5-4. They have a win over Duke, who might play for the ACC championship. And they beat Duke. I mean, did they ever trail that game? I'm not sure they ever trailed that game. They didn't. They went wire to wire against Duke. And then one of their losses is to Ole Miss, who's a top 10 team. Right. And their other one is a bad one to UTSA. That you might be able to argue that one. That might be the worst loss in the top 25. UTSA is a 4-5 team. Would you take,
especially with the way they got beat too? They got housed.
Yeah. So that might be the worst loss. I think you could say Florida's better than UTSA, but I guess Florida did lose to South Florida, so they're only they're only group of 5 opponent so far that they lost, right?
Yes.
That's hilarious. But yeah, Tulane's resume is, to me, it's got some meat on it, man. ECU is a team in contention right now, 6-3. I mean, what? Army 5-4. Memphis 8-2. I mean, they got what 4 or 5 wins against teams with winning records. That is a very good resume.
They do. They just have the bad loss, the one blemish on their resume.
Yeah. So number 21, I got the Green Wave. At number 20, I got the USC Trojans.
This is a team.
What's that?
I said this is an interesting team.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah, they're 7-2.
I kind of thought they would be better this year. I took some preseason shit on them, but here they are with 3 weeks left, in a position to really make the playoffs. I mean, I even think if they lose a game, they still might get in with their name brand.
Yeah,
it's possible. You got to figure there's going to be some 3-loss teams in the playoffs, right?
Yes, and a lot of these big brands that we just went over are all going to have 3 losses. So I'm interested to see like Texas, USC, Michigan.
They have a direct win over Michigan.
Yeah, and so does Oklahoma. So like, yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure because the brand does play a factor, which it shouldn't.
I mean, there's going to be chaos, dude, because Illinois is favored their final 3 games. Illinois going to go 9-3 as well.
And they beat
Illinois
USC.
beat USC. USC beat Michigan. Michigan beat Nebraska. who might go 9-3 as well.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Trojans' resume really clings to that Michigan, the Michigan and the Nebraska and Northwestern. I mean, I guess 3 of their last 4 or 5 games have been against teams with winning records. So, yeah, they got Iowa at Oregon and home to UCLA left. Kind of expect them to go 9-3, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think they are going to go 9-3, which is, I mean, I don't think they're that good, but hey, I mean, they've gotten the job done.
Yeah. At number 19, I have these Doors, the greatest team in the land.
This might be another 9-3 team as well.
They dodged a huge bullet last week. Now, though, they do have Kentucky. This is where I think if I was an SEC, a sitting AD in the SEC, why if everyone else is playing the Citadel and fucking Tennessee Tech, why did you not load up a shitty opponent to try to break this stuff up? I know they have a bye this week, but I'm just saying. I guess the bye is the same thing, right? So,
yeah.
They're home to Kentucky and then at Tennessee, but man. Vandy's schedule is turning quite interesting, Mac. So Utah State's a team with a winning record, but man, that at Virginia Tech and at South Carolina, those kind of fizzled out. They do have a win over LSU and Missouri that have winning records, but yeah, it's a weird. There's not as much meat on the bone as we thought like a month ago. We thought, oh man. But I got the Doors at number 19. Shout out to the greatest Diego Pissing Pavia. Next up, I got the JMU Dukes at number 18. JMU is a fascinating story because they could potentially steal. I don't think though the committee will have the cojones. Let me ask you if Duke wins the ACC, if they get to the ACC championship game, I think they're favored in the final 3 games. Right? They get to the championship game. They beat. I mean, honestly, they're the odds-on favorite right now is Georgia Tech against Duke. I went to that game in Durham earlier this year, and let me tell you, Duke severely outgained. Severely, like that game. If you watch that game, Georgia Tech had a 9. Yeah, it was a very fluky win for Georgia Tech. So if Duke puts it all together, they could win that game. So Mac, if Duke wins, what's crazy is Duke could even lose one more ACC game and still make it.
I know.
But if Duke did that, let's say the Duke Blue Devils get to, what is their record right now? It's, let's say they're 8-4, 9-4. If they're 9-4 and JMU goes 11-1. Right. And I mean, JMU might, because there's that you could put 2 group of 5 teams in. It's the highest ranked conferences. It's not just an auto bid to the ACC. My point here is if Tulane, who has a direct win over Duke in a game they never trailed. So let's say JMU, by that point, if they beat a ranked Southern Miss and they go 12-1 with the Sun Belt Championship, 12-1, you're going to be top what? 16, right?
Top 20 at least. Are they ranked yet? They're still not ranked though. That's the problem.
They got to be close. They got to be fucking close, dude.
Especially
Their only loss is at Louisville
in a game that they led in the second half.
My point though would be, what are the odds? Would the committee keep out an ACC champ?
Probably not.
That would be. You know what would be great is them having to answer for that though. Just to see the answer of like, because you'd be fucked because Tulane led wire to wire against Duke, had double-digit lead majority of the game, and JMU beat 12-1.
Yeah,
and you're taking. I mean, that would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, you know they will though. You know they won't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
but they should. Especially if it's Duke or Virginia, or like if Virginia loses another game.
I mean, what's crazy is Duke could even lose another ACC game and still make the ACC championship. So what if they're 5 losses?
Hilarious.
What if they're 8-5 with an ACC championship win? Come on, you have to put the 11 or at that point they'd be what, 12-1, JMU?
Well, Kevin makes a good point. Would they put 10-2 Miami in over Duke?
Well, I mean, I don't think you could. Well, I mean, if Duke wins the ACC, I don't think you could put another ACC team.
Well, what if it, like the scenario you're talking about plays out where they take 2 G5s, they leave out the ACC title team, but then they put 10-2 Miami in because they didn't play.
But how the fuck do you answer that when you say, well, this team won the fucking conference?
Yeah, it'd be entertaining to hear them try and answer that.
I mean, you're right though. That'd be hilarious. I got the Dukes though. They're beating everybody by a lot of points, man. So
yeah, they're fucking. I mean, they don't just beat teams; they blow teams out.
And remember what they did in North Carolina last year, and that was a bowl team. That was a Mac Brown bowl team. JMU is like a team that I actually think could be a dangerous draw. Who would be? You think Tulane would have a better chance beating a Power 5 than JMU?
It's hard to say not Tulane because they've already done it twice this year.
But they were hosting those games.
Yeah.
JMU was very impressive at Louisville.
Well, and they figured out the quarterback. They didn't have the quarterback figured out back then.
And I thought I go listen to not Matt Sluka, but the Bob Chesney's press conference afterwards. I think he felt JMU was the better team. I felt that way watching that game. I thought Louisville kept playing with their fucking food, and they got a couple nice breaks. You're right though. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ever since they committed fully to Barnett, I mean, they've been a different animal.
Yeah. At number 17, I got South Florida. Great win, not losing to UTSA, even though we know UTSA, well, maybe a bowl team. I'm not sure. But this is another one. I think they have a dangerous game this week, by the way. But yeah, I mean, look, the win over Florida doesn't look as good. Really, the win over Boise doesn't look as good either. But you have wins over Boise, Florida, North Texas. That's their most impressive win, and the way they did it. They only have 3 wins over teams with actually they only have 2 wins over teams with winning record with a winning record. Isn't that wild?
It's hilarious, but it's just the win at the Swamp. I know, like that's still a good win. To win on the road there.
Well, if they're going to give Texas that credit, they should give South Florida that credit. But I mean, Texas couldn't do it. Texas couldn't do it.
I know it's selective when they choose when they want to give credit.
If they win this weekend, you got to think they're going to get there because at UAB, home to Rice, you just got to think they're there.
Yeah.
The question would be, would they be hosting, or would they have to travel to New Orleans? You know, or maybe go back to Annapolis. I don't know, But yeah, South Florida at 17. At number 16, the Virginia Wahoos. Had them drop 6 spots? I think it was, maybe 7 spots.
Tough one this weekend for them at home against Wake. But they're still
and I think you should pay attention to this. If they're going to credit some of these other teams, like historically, this committee has said, well, they lost their quarterback that game. Well, the Virginia, Chandler Morris was knocked out of the fucking game after 6 passes.
Yep.
So why wouldn't that apply to them then? They've used it for their own benefit before. So. And Virginia's a weird one because yes, they've played a lot of close games, but so is the Georgia Bulldogs. But that 48-7 win over Coastal looks pretty fucking awesome. Also, the win at Louisville. I mean, Louisville is still a team that's 7-2, right? All of a sudden, that Carolina win's looking a little bit better. The Cal win's looking better. Cal goes into Louisville, wins 6-4. It's Cal right now.
Bowling.
It's a good coaching job, man. The Wahoos at Duke this week in a gigantic fucking game.
Who would have thought? Virginia Duke, ACC title implications.
I mean, I think that's one of the best games of the whole weekend. So,
yeah.
Daquan saying Virginia Tech will beat Virginia at the end of the year and ruin their chance. That
could happen.
Remember, we're hoping for this right here. Ready? We still love rivalry week. The ones that are still rivals, college football's changed a lot, but we need Florida to beat Ole Miss this week. We need Virginia, I guess, to beat Duke. What was the third one we were saying yesterday?
Did you say the Egg Bowl?
Yeah, no, there was Egg Bowl and something else though. That was an awesome rivalry that we were saying. Oh, Tennessee Vandy.
Oh,
Imagine Tennessee Vandy winner to the playoffs.
Oregon Washington
winner to the playoffs. Virginia Tech, not winner goes to the playoffs, but Virginia Tech and Mississippi State would have the Dave Wanstead Pitt, LaShawn McCoy factor. I'm sorry to bring it up, but I mean, you could see that. You could see that potentially happening. Be perfect.
Shit, I mean, if we didn't have the expanded playoff, that's what would have happened to Ohio State last year.
Yeah,
when Michigan beat them.
And also, if Georgia loses to Texas this week, and Georgia Tech could be in a spot to potentially ruin their season. So a lot of great drama. People thought people would say, no, the regular season got devalued. No, it actually ended up having more valuable games. Complete opposite of what they thought. At number 15, I have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Wow, how could you do this, Dundee? It's Notre fucking Dame.
They should be number 5 according to the committee.
Someone jumped in our chat like a week ago and called me a fucking idiot. And I would say, why?
Sucks.
Why do they belong in the top 10? Why?
Because their name's Notre Dame. That's their argument.
I think someone was it the Bear? Felicia that tweeted out. He tweeted out something. I thought, was it today or yesterday? Currently checking right now. But it was pretty fascinating, I thought, on Notre Dame. Yeah. Of Notre Dame's 7 wins, 3 have come against the last place teams in the ACC, Big Ten, and SEC. And those are Boston College, Purdue, and Arkansas. Those teams are a combined 0-18 in league play and 5-24 overall. Only 2 of those 5 wins against an FBS team.
They have them comfortably in the playoff.
I mean, you want to see corruption at its finest. I mean, look, I understand Notre Dame lost both those games close.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like Miami dominated them personally. But Notre Dame, it was a close score because Cristobal is Cristobal.
Yep. But
to be fair, I thought Notre Dame was in position to beat Texas A&M as well. And what, a missed extra point or whatever changed that.
Then they lost on the final play.
Yeah. I mean, and there was a hold on that play. I mean, that one's legit. The Miami one, I think, is not, right? The problem is USC is their best win. And after that, I mean, those road games are fucking trash.
How to Daquan's point, how is Notre Dame above Vandy?
Well, that's a good point. But I think also, well, what do you think's better? I think Notre Dame's win over USC is better than anything Vanderbilt has as a win. Vandy's best win is either LSU or Missouri.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the rest of the resume is just god awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the South Carolina Virginia Tech wins have not aged very well. But I mean, LSU was a top 10 team when they beat them, and Missouri was a top 15 team when they beat them. So
yeah, I mean, I disagree with Missouri.
Direction since then.
Yeah. Yeah. How is the regular season devalued, Parlay Ray? There's more meaningful fucking games. Duke, Virginia is a gigantic game this weekend. How does that make any sense? Because one game before there was 1,000 useless games.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense? When you invite more teams to the playoffs, that means more games matter. You know?
Yeah, there's just more there's more paths to get to the playoff.
Yeah, by far. It's not even debatable. It's like, look at this right now. There's way more interesting games with playoff implications than there has ever been in college football.
I'll pull up the schedule right now. I mean, the whole freaking Big 12 too. I mean, like that whole thing is a crazy scenario. The ACC obviously, and then the G5s in the American, and then with the Sun Belt with JMU. So yeah, there's not as many in the Big 10 and SEC, but there will be in the final weeks.
And he says yes, and Duke and Virginia aren't shit. Well, maybe we'll prove it on the field, because guess what? The team in the fucking cellar of the ACC, Florida State, whooped the team in first place in the SEC's ass and dominated the football game. Prove it to me on the field, not in the SEC fucking war room. Hypothetically, you know what I mean? Prove it to me on the field. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But at least play the fucking game. Play the sport. Don't just sit there and say, well, they would do this. The whole history of fucking sport, I could name a million examples of that being wrong. I don't understand. These people still, you know.
The hypothetical, that's the SEC motto.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many big games this week that have implications that on a normal format would not. Don't you want more big games? And if maybe Virginia Duke is still shit, well, guess what? We still have a great game to see if they are shit. You know, we get a great game this Saturday where the expectations for both these schools haven't been there in forever. Right? Their fan bases have to be excited for just the thought, the possibility. Right? I mean, what am I missing here? Why is that bad? Why is that bad? Anyway,
don't have to tell me.
Yeah. I mean, you got the whole AAC race. We can go on the Big 12 race, even the SEC race at the top. So yeah. Once again, your answer is that the game is not big. The teams aren't shit. You don't know that though. Just because Parlay Ray says it, you don't know that. Florida State whooped Alabama's ass. Ran for over 250 fucking yards on them. I mean, what am I missing here? Anyway.
Must be an SEC fan.
I mean, we've just seen it in a bunch of examples of this. Bunch of examples over like I could talk for 10 hours about this. You know? UCF beat Auburn. Alabama did not. But hey, they're undefeated. They ain't shit. They played fucking Houston and Cincinnati and Tulsa. Well, they still beat Auburn and Alabama didn't. We can go. I can do a million fucking examples of this.
You beat Pitt. Pitt's 2 games away from the ACC title game.
It's just ridiculous. I just, why can't their fan base enjoy that? maybe Duke, Virginia, and maybe he's right. Duke and Virginia are trash, but this game could be a great football game, right? And then we find out Duke or Virginia makes the playoffs and they lose by 48. But guess what? You ignite the people at those universities. It was so exciting in Charlottesville or Durham that all of a sudden they start to throw more money into their football program. Before there was this wall where they couldn't get in, but now they see the path. They believe the path. This is fantastic. Oh my God. Maybe they have their own Cody Campbell where they could say, you know what? I like this. I'll throw you a bunch of money. Let's fucking win.
My question to him would be, who are the 4 good teams that you're talking about?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What is that? Is it Indiana, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and who's 4?
Is Bama? Is it Georgia?
It can't be Bama because Bama got whooped by a fucking 4 and 5 team.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know who
that disproves his theory that they would just automatically beat, because we watched a 4 and 5 team fuck up a 1-loss team.
Yes. Yeah, that would be my question. Who are the 4 good teams? I mean, Ohio
who's the
State,
4th team?
Good, but they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, they thought that about Arizona State last year, and Arizona State should have beat Texas. Got robbed on a call. Game goes to overtime. Right? Arizona State. What are they even doing in the playoffs?
You said Bama's one of the 4.
How is Bama one of the 4? Good God! That's exactly the point. So with that game's irrelevant by you, right? That game was irrelevant by you. Just
didn't happen.
Yeah, didn't happen. Right?
Yeah,
that could never happen again, right?
Yeah,
that could never happen again.
Hilarious.
I mean, Indiana almost lost to a fucking losing Penn State team. They won by a crazy pass. Glad they did, but I mean,
yeah,
just doesn't make any sense. I got Louisville number 14, the Cods. Look, Louisville that was a bad loss, but not really. I love how people say that's a terrible loss. They say it's terrible because they were like a 19-point favorite. But what if Cal's 8-4, Mac?
It's a
They're
tough
6-4 right now. They have like a great quarterback. No, it is a bad loss at the time for the timing of this. But I don't like the narrative of like, well, okay, I feel like you can lose like we talked about. Texas can lose at Florida, right? That's not that bad of a loss.
Yeah.
Louisville loses to a team. Florida's won 3 games. Cal has 6. They're 6-4. Cal's got a quarterback that is fucking awesome, right? Getting better every week. Why is that so bad?
And who's Florida beat? Just Texas, right?
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I don't know about you, but I would certainly take Cal to beat Florida on a neutral.
Yeah. Florida's horrible.
We saw Cal go to Auburn last year, whoop their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but if you look at Louisville's resume, both their losses are into overtime. I think you should factor that in. One is to Virginia, who's ranked. The other is Cal. If they're going to use that same thing for Notre Dame of like, well, they had these close losses. Well, how the fuck are you not using it for Louisville? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Louisville's just going to be kicking themselves if they drop both those games. Like
I agree, but that dickhead that came on TV last week, that whatever athletic director that was, he's like, well, Notre Dame lost on the final plays of the games. Well, so did Louisville.
Yeah.
So did Louisville.
It's selective. It's all selective for their brands, man. It's pretty obvious how corrupt it is.
Yeah, that's why you need to make it larger. But once again, I think Louisville still deserves to be ahead of Notre Dame. Compare these resumes. One has a win at Miami. The other does not. Right? Now, Notre Dame's other loss is to an undefeated A&M team by 1. That's a very good loss to have on the resume, right?
Agreed.
Louisville's is to 6-4 Cal. So Notre Dame has that, but the head-to-head, or like not the head-to-head, but they both went to Miami. So Louisville definitely has that. But then you look at what else does Notre Dame have? Notre Dame has a win over USC, is their best win by far. The only other decent win is NC State, who's 5-4, right? Louisville has not only beaten James Madison, who is 8-1, they've beaten Pitt, who is 7-2, right? Better win. Now, obviously Notre Dame gets to play Pitt, but I think right now Louisville has a better resume. They will never see it that way, though.
They're going off reputation. They're treating the Virginia and Cal as bad losses when they're not. I mean, those teams are combined now. What? 14
on the final play of the games. Yeah.
14-6.
it's just nonsense. At number 13, I got the Houston Cougars. They actually have they have a Texas-like loss, but not really because Dovey's got 4 wins.
I know we're hot, baby. We're hot.
Houston. So actually, by definition, that would be who the fuck is Florida beat, by the way? Florida's wins are Texas.
The only thing you would knock the West Virginia game is they kind of got their ass beat in that game. Not their ass beat, but they were controlled in that game.
I was going to say not from a yardage standpoint, but like from like the game flow. You're right, but also Houston's other loss is to Texas Tech. Right, Texas Tech is a top 10 team. You know, yeah. So I mean, that's kind of the reasoning there for having Houston there. They also have wins over 6-4 Arizona, and they also have a win over 6-3 Arizona State. And that was at Arizona State. We value road wins, and they also just won at UCF. That's not a great win, but they're about 500. And also at Rice, that's tricky because the crowd, but I didn't factor that in. I just looked at road games. At number 13, I got the Houston Cougars. At number 12, I got the Oklahoma Sooners.
Boomer.
Big game this weekend. Big game. Oklahoma is an interesting one because that Michigan win is pretty fire for them, right? That's one that I would say. Well, that's in Tennessee.
Tiebreaker like win too.
Yeah, Tennessee as well.
Yeah.
Those are 2 teams that might have the same record as them.
Yep.
That problem is, I mean, so those are their 2 wins, right? They have 2 wins against teams with a winning record. Those are them. And their losses are to teams that have good records. That's why they deserve it to me. So give me the Sooners at number 12. What's that?
I said, the road win at Tennessee. I mean, even though we don't think Tennessee's that good, it's still a nice road win in a hostile environment.
100%. Next up, we have number 11, the Utah Utes, kind of flying under the radar, right? Sitting there flying under the radar. I know they had a bye week, and now they're in Waco, Texas, taking on Baylor, who does have a winning record. Really, Utah's schedule, they play a lot of road games. Now, it hasn't been against the greatest competition, but they at home have dominated good competition for the most part. I mean, they have the loss of one of their losses to Texas Tech, one's to BYU. Both are ranked in the top 10 for me, right? So, I mean, the BYU one was a 3-point loss. You look at the other ones, they beat Arizona State. I know Sam Leavitt was out, but they still won 42-10, right? They beat Cincinnati, who I almost put in this fucking thing. Cincinnati's an interesting one because they kind of deserve to be ranked, but there's just not a lot of meat on the bone as far as record on their schedule. But they beat Cincinnati 45-14. They're a 7-2 team. So, but mainly for me, it was the amount of road wins that helps them. They have double the road wins of some of these schools. So Utah at number 11.
3-1 on the road. The one loss being in Provo in a tough game. So yeah, I mean the Utes have a really good resume.
Like I said, Miami's played 2 road games.
This is what I mean. Like the Big 12 gets no respect.
How do they not evaluate that in a fucking room? How do they not just say, wait a second, this team's played 2 road games, this played 4?
Yeah.
Just that should be the first thing you look at, I think. So yeah. Shout out to Carlton. At number 10, I got those BYU Cougars. And you got your ass whooped last week. There's no denying that. But once again, they've played a lot of road games. The win over Utah is great. The win over Iowa State got better since last week, even though the win at Arizona got better since last week. And the win at ECU got better. So, and West Virginia. All the teams on their schedule fucking won. They lost, but almost every team on their schedule won, minus Colorado. Right?
Yeah.
They also have 1 loss.
Yeah, and I know that the game got away from them, but I mean the first blemish finally on their schedule. If they win their last 2, they should be in. They should be in. If they're 11-1 going into the Big 12 title game, them and Texas Tech they both should be in. I'll be interested to see if they actually are in though.
Yeah,
because you shouldn't be penalized if you lose the fucking Big 12 title game.
You shouldn't, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I agree. Folks, want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times the amount of money you enter. And Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and college basketball. Also, they got NFL and NBA. Rhythm's also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. So jump on over to Rhythm. Use that promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. That's RITHMM. Download Rhythm, promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back. Top 10 in effect here. At number 9, I got the Oregon Ducks. Great win. Awesome win at Iowa. I didn't think you could get it done. You did, and you ran for a lot more yards than I thought you would. The only problem is Northwestern got blown out at USC.
Yeah.
And that was your best win. Now Iowa is your best win. So now you're clinging to a 5-4 Northwestern win as your second best win, because let me tell you, everybody else on your fucking schedule, they're not that resume. I mean, Indiana won, so that loss looks better, but a lot of that resume, Oregon State lost to Sam Houston State. Oklahoma State continues to get drilled week in and week out.
So bad.
Wisconsin won. That, I guess that helped them a little bit. But yeah, the resume took some hits. Penn State lost again too. So yeah, the Ducks, I mean, they looked the part, but just two wins over teams with a winning record, but they were both on the road, which is impressive. So give me the Ducks at number 9.
I will co-sign that. That they shut us up, man. That was a big win at Iowa City.
That was, man. And really impressed with the way they handled the line of scrimmage. So at number 8, the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's an interesting one because that was their most dominant win against a Power 5, right? That or Kentucky,
easily.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, they showed up and shut people up. I thought I was impressed by Georgia this weekend.
Yeah. And they do have what? They have 2 wins over teams with a winning record. That is Ole Miss and Tennessee. Both 1-score games, but 2 wins with teams with a winning record. They do have a home loss though, which I think should be noted. Even though it's someone that's ranked ahead of them. So yeah. It's interesting comparing Georgia and Oregon's resume, because Oregon has dominated more than Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they both have 2 wins against teams with a winning record. I kind of think Georgia's strength of schedule, not kind of. Georgia's like non-con and just strength of schedule is better than Oregon's. Oregon State's fucking trash, right? And I know they haven't played their main non-con game, Georgia Tech, but like Marshall is that's actually got a little meat on the bone now. Marshall's 500, right?
It does.
I mean, Oklahoma State is fucking. If Marshall played Oklahoma State right now, who would you take?
Probably Marshall. Oklahoma State is unbearable,
dude. I would lay 7.5 with Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma State is
the
worst team I think I've ever seen at the Power 5 level.
Well, Tulsa beat Oklahoma State. Shit, Tulsa's terrible in the AAC. So
yeah, I mean, this is the worst Big 12 team I've ever seen.
Yeah. So at number 8, the Dogs. I put them slightly ahead. At number 7 is Georgia Tech. Now this is the argument, right? Is like, how could you put Georgia Tech above Georgia? I do believe Georgia has better wins. Like, so here's how do you measure this? If Georgia has 2 wins over teams with a winning record, right? Well, how do you measure the so Georgia lost at home. Now, granted, it was to Alabama. Georgia Tech lost at NC State, right? NC State is a team with a winning record in the Power 5, right? So obviously, Alabama's a much better team than NC State, right? But correct. One was on. What do you deem on the road compared to home? And then also, I think you can make a case that despite Georgia winning at Tennessee or home to Ole Miss, I don't know the Ole Miss one though. Maybe I should flip those. But because my point is, I think Georgia Tech's played more quality games. They played on the road way more times than Georgia too.
They played way more on the road. I can't believe they got knocked down to 17 in the playoff.
I think I would change it right now. I think because Ole Miss is I think I would put Georgia at 7, Georgia Tech at 8. The more I think about it, I think when I was doing this exercise, I think I did not value that enough, right? So I think I would move that. I would move Georgia to 7, Georgia Tech to 8. Because here's the thing about Georgia Tech, though. They have played at 4, and this Saturday will be their 5th road game on a college campus. Georgia has played at what? What are we at road game wise?
Nobody.
3?
Yeah.
3?
Nobody.
Is it 3 or is it 2?
No.
3. It's 3.
Yeah. And they're done. They're not going to play another road game at campus the whole year.
Yeah, I have to value that. I mean, like I said, Georgia probably. I think my list is incorrect. I think Georgia needs to be 7. Georgia Tech needs to be 8. But it ain't. It's close because you should be valuing the fact you got to hit the road and win these fucking games. And Georgia does not go on the road much.
Never.
That should penalize them. Or whoever. It's not even a Georgia thing. Whoever. When Michigan on their Harbaugh, they didn't play. Remember their non-con was a joke. They should have been penalized for that. Ohio State last year's non-con. They should be penalized for that. At number 6, I got Ole Miss. And that's why I think Georgia. Now that's the thing. I think Georgia fans would be like, well, how the fuck are we not ahead of Ole Miss? Right? Well, I'd say just go win for win here. I think Ole Miss has a better resume. I mean, how about just the what they did to Tulane? Right? They beat Tulane by 35 points.
Beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
That was that was an absolute rout. That was a coming out game for Ferris State, baby.
Well, and what's Georgia's best win? What do you think Georgia's best win is?
Ole Miss.
Yeah. Okay. And that was at home, right? Georgia was at home, and they were down majority of that game. Ole Miss's best win is on the road at Oklahoma, man. That is a better win to me than anything Georgia has, in my opinion.
Agreed.
I mean, how many losses has Oklahoma taken at home over the past 25 years? It's one of the hardest places to win, right?
Yeah, and they controlled that game.
But Ole Miss also has a win against LSU. You know what I mean? Like there's LSU sitting there. What?
They've
What are
earned
they?
it. They've
They have
earned
3
the
losses.
playoff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 losses, I think. Yeah, I agree. I think they should. At number 5, Roll Tide. I got Alabama. And that's the drama, right? We were arguing. He said he got him in the top 4. I don't even have him in the top 4. I have a number 5. And Alabama, to me, look, and I have a future for Bama to win the Natty. It's my preseason pick on this very show. But that you can't tell me that Florida State loss doesn't look fucking horrible. That's probably the worst loss in the top 25. Actually, the more you think about it,
Yeah, Florida State's not even gonna make a bowl game, and they got killed.
Yeah, they got absolutely dominated by Florida State. And let's be honest, man, they had a 3-point win against Missouri, right? I mean, it's not like they had a 7-point win against South Carolina. I mean, credit Alabama for doing those things, but I still feel like they're completely vulnerable.
Oh, definitely. I mean, everybody just crowns Alabama.
What is their numbers right now? I just want to jump into this. I can't wait for that Oklahoma game.
I kind of think Oklahoma is a shot bet.
I think they do. So Alabama's rush defense has gotten a lot better. It was 85th. It's at 54th right now. But I remind you that no team in the 2000s has won a national championship without having a top 25 rush defense. And they're still, 29 spots away from that. They're also 120th in running the ball right now, Mac. Their run game, I would love to know the last time a team won a national championship with the 120th rushing attack, a bottom 20 rushing attack. They're going to get bit.
They are going to get bit.
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm saying like they're going to get bit by somebody because that you can't be this one-dimensional, I don't think. Like they have clear problems, but at the same time, to Kalen DeBoer's credit, they also have this it factor. They've won these close games besides that Florida State game. So,
yeah, that Florida State loss kind of, I think, woke them up going into the year. It's impressive that they haven't tripped up now. They do have some trip up spots. I mean, would it shock you if they lost to Auburn at the end of the year? It wouldn't shock me at all.
Dude, if they keep Ashton Daniels, which I know he's not great, but he's better than Jackson Arnold. He doesn't turn the ball over as much. So I do think Auburn could be live. Bama at number 5. At number 4, I got Texas Tech. I have them as the highest rated 1-loss team. Wait a second. How do you do that? Well, Alabama, compare the resumes here. Alabama has a double-digit loss to a team that just ran right down their fucking throat. That is a 4-5 team.
Tech has won by 4 points.
And it was on the road. I mean, both games are on the road, but it was on the road to a team with a winning record, still in contention for their conference championship, and they had the lead with a minute left. Without question. I will fight anybody on that shit right now. Texas Tech deserves to be ahead of fucking Alabama.
And then every other win has been by double digits for Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Like there's been no close wins, including a win at Utah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. I mean, Bama won at Georgia, which is a great win, right? I have Georgia higher ranked than Utah, right? But I just think you pile all that together. The loss has to matter. The loss has to matter. And losing to a shitty team should fucking matter. And especially a game, there wasn't no trick play, pull it out your ass, win. They got dominated. Physically dominated. Go watch the fucking tape. Anyway, at number 3, same old. Ohio State at number 3. They look awesome. I think they're awesome. You could easily argue them as number 1 or 2. I just think 1 and 2 has a better resume.
Yep.
And at number 2, I got A&M. Nice win at Missouri. You can argue them number 1, man. You could argue them number 1. And then at number 1, I have Indiana. I still think at Iowa and at Oregon is better than
at Missouri.
Yeah, at Missouri and at Notre Dame. It's close though. It's very close.
Yeah, It is close.
Yeah.
A&M definitely shrunk the margin.
Yeah.
But those two should be over Ohio State.
But you should also note that Missouri was on their third string quarterback.
True.
Yeah.
They just I know Ohio State looks awesome, but the first two have way better resumes.
A&M won at LSU too, man.
Yeah,
and blew them the fuck out. You could really make the case they're number one, but what Indiana? I mean, Indiana also beat the piss out of Illinois. You know what I mean? Who's a 3-loss team right now? So, yeah, I don't know.
This is like their first close game this week against Penn State.
And let's not sleep on Old Dominion and Kennesaw looking fucking good in the non-con for Indiana. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Top 25. Dantabase top 25 there. But next up, we go to our favorite segment, the Land Down Under, right?
Here we go.
This is all hypothetical. I got a new wrinkle that I'm working on with you too here, buddy. So get ready. Get yourself a cocktail and get fucking ready. This is the Land Down Under where we talk sports bullshit. It's all hypothetical bullshit. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith makes $40 million a year talking hypothetical bullshit. Yeah. So this is my attempt at that. Great song. Available in the iTunes store as well. All right, let's go to the Land Down Under where, I gave you a new wrinkle here. All right. Let's play a little game called Who's Bowling, Mac. Pick Dundee goes bowling, right?
Who's that wrong?
It's wifey. All right. You're not going to get me in trouble. Anyway, who's going bowling? Look, I got a UTSA bowling ball right there. Look, that's fine work by AI there. Yes, Mac, who is going bowling? Ready? Boom. Clemson. Will they make a bowl, Mac? They are currently 4-5.
Yep.
4-5 they are. The remaining schedule. Let me quickly get to it. For this Friday night, they are at Louisville in a huge game. It's almost terrible that if you're a Clemson fan that Louisville lost last week. Then they head back home to take on, was it Furman, I believe?
And then they got South Carolina.
Then they got the Palmetto Bowl in Williams-Brice. Are they bowling, Mac?
Yes, they will make a bowl. 6-6.
I agree. Next up, are the Kansas State Wildcats bowling, Mac? You saw Dylan Edwards hit the portal.
You saw that guy.
They are currently 4-5, so they have 3 games left.
At OK State, at Utah, and Colorado. Yes, they will make a bowl. 6-6.
I feel pretty good about that. Pretty good about that.
That should be a lock. They're like the 2 worst teams in the league.
Yeah, I feel pretty fucking good about that. Next up, Wyoming, the Cowboys. Will they make a bowl, Mac? They are currently 4-5.
And they have at Fresno.
Oof. Probably
Nevada,
a loss.
at home, and at Hawaii. No. I think they finished 5-7. That puts some heat on Salvell.
That does. I still think they hit their win total over though.
4.5. Yeah, they should be
4.5.
Yeah.
Interesting there. So no to Wyoming. Next up on Will You Make a Bowl? The Auburn Tigers and DJ Durkin. 2 games left. This one you kind of hinted at them potentially being able to beat it. 3 games left, by the way. 4-5 they currently are. Mac, their remaining schedule is what? You got it in front of you?
Yep, I got the schedules for you. Mercer and Alabama. So Mercer's a win.
But they have another opponent, right?
They're 4-6.
Oh shit! I fucked this up. Okay.
So this is a simple question: do they beat Alabama to get to a bowl game?
They're bowling.
Yes, they're going to beat Alabama. They're going to beat
bowling.
Alabama. Could be coming in. What 11 winners of 11 in a row? They're going to drop the Auburn game. Absolutely. Let's go.
They're bowling. Let's go. Next up on Will They Make a Bowl? Chapel Bill in North Carolina. They're currently 4-5, I think, if I did these things correctly.
Yes. And they have, they pulled up their basketball schedule. That's not what I'm looking for. We're at Wake on Saturday. Duke at home and at NC State. Ooh.
At Wake on Saturday. Duke at home. They're going to get. That's tough. I kind of think they're going to go 5-7, dude. They could go 6-6 though.
I think they're going to split the next two. And then I think they're going to beat NC State to end the year.
NC State has had their number lately.
Yeah, I think Belichick's going to get it done. 6-6. They're playing better.
I'm going to say no, 5-7. I'm going to say 5-7.
Fair enough.
I mean, look, it'd be a great story. It'd quiet things down a little bit, but I don't think it's happening. Next up, Ball State. Will they make a bowl, Mac? They're currently 4-5 in Yurmovich's first season.
Yep.
I think they get Kent State next. They're on bye this week. They get
EMU at home. They get Chris Creighton at home first. Then they're at Toledo. Then they're at Miami of Ohio. No,
they don't get. No, they just played at Kent State. What am I talking about? Yeah. So wait,
they're gonna finish 5-7.
Yeah.
EMU, and then they're at Toledo and at Miami of Ohio. I don't think
it's the Wacky Mac. What's more likely, Ball State or North Carolina? I think Ball State.
It might be Ball State, but they're both first-year head coaches.
Yeah, it's true. It's fair. Next up, will you make a bowl? The Washington State Cougars, currently 4-5 in the Pac-2. They're remaining
at home
to Louisiana Tech,
at JMU.
They almost won at Virginia. They should have probably.
That would be the game to knock out JMU.
Yeah, it would. That would.
And then Oregon State in the rematch. Yeah, I think they go 6-6.
Good. Let's get Wazoo to a bowl.
Good year for them. That's a good year.
That is. I'm going to say yes as well. All right. Next up on Will They Make a Bowl? Saudi Arabia State, 4-5. Mike Norvell. Who do they got this week?
Vatech
in Tallahassee, right?
Yep. So they're probably going to win that 5-5. Then we're at NC State and at Florida to end. Both road games. They're going to lose. They're going to
be 5-7. Maybe if Florida quits and everyone's out, because it seems like both cultures quit. Maybe they steal that one. But I would say no. I would say 5-7. That's what they're looking at.
I'm with you. Go sign.
I think that might have been all of them. Do I have one more? I might have one more. Yes, I do. Next up on Will You Make a Bowl? The Kentucky Wildcats, who are currently 4-5. Mark Stoops, what are you doing here?
Tennessee Tech at home.
Tennessee Tech should be. They are undefeated in the FCS, but they should get that one.
At Vandy and at Louisville. I think they're going to miss it by one. Watch them beat.
I think they'll miss it.
Watch them beat Louisville.
They could.
Stoops survives. Let's go. They're going to hit that over though. Over 4.5 wins. Maybe.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Well, explain it to you. Playing on the road is much more different than playing to me than hosting. You know what I mean? I will explain it to you like a 5-year-old. Playing at one of the most lit environments, NC State at home has been a great, especially in like a primetime game, it's been a very challenging fucking spot in the ACC. They went to Notre Dame, and don't act like Notre Dame didn't dress that fucking score up. I remember the fucking halftime too, right? So that's why. That's exactly why, right? Georgia Tech loses at NC State by over a TD. Okay, what was it? 8, 9? What was that score?
What 10? Was the stat that the Bears said about Notre Dame's schedule?
Yeah. Once again, to go back to it, of Notre Dame's 7 wins. Oh man, my shit just refreshed. Come on, phone.
It's like between Arkansas. Who is it? It's between.
It's one of the greatest stats put together. My phone just went
between while you're looking it up, you can give you'll give the stat when we get there. It's what? Purdue, Arkansas,
BC.
And is NC State's not in there, are they?
No, they have a winning record. NC State has a winning record, right?
True.
But that's one of their wins with a little. So, okay, so explain to me this then. Of Notre Dame's 7 wins, 3 have come against the last place team in the ACC, Big Ten, and SEC. Boston College, Purdue, and Arkansas. Teams that are a combined 0-18 in league play and are 5-24 overall, and only 2 of those 5 wins have come against FBS teams. I rest my case. I rest my fucking case. And here's another thing. Blake Horvath was a Heisman candidate last year for the national or for the Heisman Trophy, right? Navy star quarterback. He missed the game. You blew out Navy. Are we going to address that? Are we going to calculate that and say, well, they didn't have their best player, a Heisman candidate from a year ago? They probably won't even mention that. And Anthony, you probably wouldn't either, right? They just destroyed Navy, right? Oh, without their best player, right?
Like Notre Dame and Ohio State kind of remind me of each other right now. Where I think both teams are good. I'm not saying that they suck, and we're just saying your resume. I don't even have anything.
I hope Notre Dame wins a national championship this year. I would love to see them get over that hump and win the Natty. I love their stadium, love what they're about. But who are we bullshitting here?
Their schedule sucks.
Yeah.
Their resume sucks.
I like how they're independent. I want more teams to be independent. I hope they win the Natty this year. Right? I honestly would be happy with the season if they won the Natty. Right? But I mean, what is it going to take for you to realize this? Show me how they're good. I'm giving them credit for the NC State win. Georgia Tech's only lost once, dude, and that was on the road against a team with a winning record. Who have you played on the road with the winning record? Miami. You lost. Everybody else on the road with the winning record, you haven't played, right? Is there one I'm missing? Can you pull up Notre Dame's schedule?
No, because everything else has been at home. Boise, USC, NC State.
You have 0 wins on the road against a team with a winning record. 0. Georgia Tech has only lost once. They also won at Wake Forest, who's got a winning record. It's just off the top of my head. I'm not even looking at their fucking schedule right now. Yeah. They deserve to be much further ahead of Notre Dame right now.
They won at Duke.
They won at Duke. Yeah. They have 2 wins on the road against teams with a winning record. Notre Dame has 0. How do you break that down? I would love for you to answer. Love for you to answer in the chat. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying, make that make sense. Make that make sense. Why should you be ranked ahead of Georgia Tech when Georgia Tech has 1 less loss and they've beaten teams with winning records on the road where you guys have not? I rest my case. Georgia Tech road wins Wake and Duke. What do you mean? Why are you laughing at that?
Those are good teams.
What am I missing here? Like, by definition, those are good teams. Notre Dame plays the ACC schedule, and they don't play those teams, which would help Notre Dame's schedule if they were there.
Duke is ahead of Miami in the ACC right now. And Wake has Wake is in the same spot as Miami,
I think. Yeah. So what's your point, though?
What are you talking about? If you're just going to say Miami's awesome, then how is Duke not good?
And Parlay Ray, you say, you know why, Cole? Because they're better. Well, if they're better.
How are they better?
Play it on the field. Notre Dame lost to fucking Northern Illinois last year. What are we talking about here? Play it on the field. What's the harm in it? What's the harm in playing it on the field with the better resume? You can't just say they're better just because you think so. Play it based on the fucking records.
How is Miami definitely better than Duke? What have they done?
No, they're not. How's Miami better than Wake Forest?
Yeah, they're the same.
Wake Forest. I mean, what?
Cristobal is the coach. Cristobal is part of it. Miami chokes. That's what Miami does.
I mean, Miami lost. We could go through. I could do a seminar on fucking Miami losing to bad teams.
They'll lose another one down the stretch here coming up soon.
All right. Next up, I think we're done with Make a Bowl, right? Oh yeah, we are. Look at Pick Dundee going bowling. Oh, I did have this. What the fuck? I did have App State. I put these out of. They're out of whack. App State at 4 and 5. What's that?
Not with what I saw the other night. At JMU, Marshall at home, Arkansas State at home. No, I don't think they have. They don't have the momentum to
those
finish.
Teams are hot. Those teams are playing much better. I feel like so. I don't. No, they need one. I have to over 4.5. Win one fucking game, you losers. Yeah, and I'm not. Look, when I argue this, Parlay Ray or what was my guy's name prior to that? Anthony. Yeah, like I'm not making it personal. I just get passionate about it. So I mean, I like the argument, but I just think I find it a little bit ridiculous because I just don't think there's any meat on the bone to justify that, you know? So and just saying like, okay, they're the best team. Why? Because why? Because they recruited better? Because I think recruiting rankings have been a sham for a long time. I think they've been a sham for a long time. I mean, if that's the case, why is Penn State a 3-win team? You know what I mean? Or why is, there's a bunch of examples. Florida, LSU, you know what I mean? Like you could go on and on. So, yeah, I mean, Duke was, but here's the problem is Duke was down. Duke was like, they moved the ball with ease against Georgia Tech, but they got their ass kicked though, in a way. It was a very strange game.
It was a weird game.
Georgia Tech, I feel like, did they ever trail?
I think in the first quarter.
Yeah, Duke went up 3-0, right?
Yeah, and then Georgia Tech dominated the fourth quarter.
No, it was weird because Duke was like moving the ball down the field, but they kept. No, I don't think Duke was up 3-0 because I think they fumbled the snap.
It's just like that kick. Illinois game.
Yeah, it was a very strange, one of the strangest games I've ever been to. Where it's like you're sitting there watching Duke dominate Georgia Tech, but I don't think they had that. Like I think Georgia Tech. I don't want to say they went wire to wire, but I think Duke had a lead at one point in the game, maybe in the second quarter or something. But I felt like they pretty much led the entire game, but yet, Georgia Tech was down by a field goal. Yeah, when was that at? I need to pull up that box score, but that was a ridiculous game because you're just like, how the fuck is Duke losing? Like, it felt like Duke should have been up 21-0. And it wasn't only me saying that. Anyone sitting around us was like, how the fuck are they losing right now? But, yeah. So, next up, land down under. Which Week 10 upset is more likely, Mac? Notre Dame at Pitt, Iowa at USC, Oklahoma at Bama, or Florida at Ole Miss, and rank all four?
Well, the first one, there's no chance. Narduzzi just said earlier today. Pitt probably should be number one. I mean, they're at home.
Yeah.
I think it's Oklahoma. Actually. I think it's Oklahoma 1. Pitt 2, Iowa 3, Florida 4.
Even though Florida ruined Ole Miss's season last year, huh?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let it happen back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Iowa could fuck with USC, but it's out west. And that was such
I think they could fuck with USC, actually, dude. I think they could.
That was such a dream crusher. That's the only thing. Like, that was a killer loss last week.
That was, man. But I think they could mess with them.
Yeah, I hope so.
I actually think I would go with 1 Notre Dame Pitt, 2 Oklahoma Bama. I think you're right though. 3 would be Iowa USC, 4 Florida Ole Miss. I think because Florida just looks like they might have quit. All right, next up in the land down under. Which upset's more likely in the group of 5 ranks? Delaware at Sam Houston State, Marshall at Georgia State, Air Force at UConn, which I guess, and then UTEP at Missouri State. I mean, you got some shitty teams playing decent teams here.
Yeah, God.
Rank all 4.
Why do I feel like Air Force has won?
I do too. Well, they stormed the field. When you storm the field, you know.
Yeah, Air Force won. Sam Houston, actually, probably UTEP too. They're not going to wait up there in Missouri. Sam Houston 2, Georgia State 3, UTEP 4. I hate UTEP. There's going to be no one at that Sam Houston Delaware game.
I think, yeah, because remember, it's not on campus.
Yeah, I know, it's horrible.
So I actually think that's number 1. I think Air Force UConn's number 2. Marshall, Georgia State number 3, and I think UTEP, Missouri State number 4.
This is hilarious.
Sammy disagrees. Sammy's got UTEP as the 1.
Hilarious list.
Yeah, it is. All right, next up in the Land Down Under. Week 10 game you want to see least. All right, this is my favorite segment every week. Purdue is at Washington.
Oh God, who wants to watch that?
Then we have the classic SEC historic rivalry of New Mexico State at Tennessee. Then we have Maryland at Illinois. And we have Minnesota at Oregon. Rank all 4, by the way.
How bad is this fucking list? New Mexico State, Tennessee 1. I mean, that's just a ridiculous game.
I have Purdue, Washington number 1.
That was number 2. Yeah, I hate that game.
Because at least, dude, here's my thing: is at least New Mexico State's played a ton of SEC teams over the past 10 or 15 years. Where I'm like, okay, it's like there's actually familiarity now. Purdue, Washington, just makes me want to fall asleep.
I love how you put that with 3 actual conference games. That's 1. Purdue, Washington 2. I will not watch a minute of that game. Minnesota, Oregon 3. Is Maryland, Illinois the most entertaining on this? Oh my God.
Sammy in the chat says Purdue is by far number 1, right? And then Maryland 2, Minnesota 3, New Mexico State 4. He has New Mexico State as the most watchable game, right?
Yeah. I ain't watching any of that motherfucking games.
The Land Down Under. Which game you want to see most? Oklahoma at Bama, Texas at Georgia, Virginia at Duke, Notre Dame at Pitt, and then rank these.
Texas, Georgia, just because it could be an elimination. Nah, I don't know if it's an elimination. They're going to give Texas every opportunity. Texas, Georgia 1. Oklahoma, Alabama 2 because of what happened last year when Oklahoma beat their ass. And by the way, Georgia beat Texas's ass twice last year. Then I think Virginia, Duke 3. And then College Game Day 4. I don't want to watch Pitt. Fuck Pitt.
Actually, here's mine because we were way
it's
off
only
on this one.
On here.
We were way off on this one because Texas, Georgia doesn't really have stakes to me. If you want the argument back of this game doesn't have the value, the other ones do. Because Oklahoma, I think, can't afford, they have such a tough schedule remaining still with Missouri and LSU. Oklahoma, Alabama, I think, is 1. And Alabama, because if Alabama loses this, they could lose in the Iron Bowl and they could find themselves in exactly the same spot they were a year ago, right?
But Texas still is Texas A&M.
I know, but Georgia's in no matter what. I mean, I guess Georgia could also lose to Georgia Tech, but I just feel like the stake. I feel like both. Georgia's, I think, is in the fucking playoffs, dude. Personally,
unless they lose these last 2.
Yeah. They have Charlotte in there. If they lose to Charlotte, Virginia at Duke is my number 2, dude. Because, like we were saying, I think it's very exciting to have both these schools that aren't traditional, powers. It's been a while. I mean, Duke used to be really good back in the day, but this is I think one that could spark the fan bases here.
Yeah,
one of these things gets
the drivers.
Yeah.
The driver's seat.
So that was my number 2. I was Oklahoma, Alabama 1, Virginia, Duke number 2. Now I did have Texas, Georgia number 3, and I had Notre Dame, Pitt 4 because to Narduzzi's point,
there's no implications.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Notre Dame has the implication. Yeah. So yeah, that was my list here. Next up in the Land Down Under. How about the group of 5 game you want to see most? South Florida at Navy, Memphis at East Carolina, Kennesaw State at Jacksonville State for the 1 seed in the CUSA, Boise State at San Diego State for the 1 seed in the Mountain West.
Dude, there's some games here.
And rank all 4.
This is a great slate on Saturday for the mid-majors.
Yeah.
Because ECU's only got 1 loss, right?
Yeah.
South Florida Navy is going to be 1 for me. Then I think I'm going to go Boise, San Diego State 2. Then Memphis, ECU 3. Kennesaw, Jack State 4. Just because that league doesn't have playoff hopes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still fun.
It is. Just a couple more and we're out of here. Look, week 10 game you want to see most. I just gave you ACC games here, and I want you to rank these ACC games. North Carolina at Wake, NC State at Miami, Georgia Tech at Boston College, Clemson at Louisville.
I hate this league. Clemson at Louisville Friday night, rematch of last year when Louisville went into Clemson, got it done. NC State at Miami. Why does it feel like a crystal ball game? That's 2. Then UNC at Wake, and then any game that BC's involved is 4th. They're fucking unbearable to watch.
You have the drama of Bill O'Brien who recruited Brent Key. He knows how the bastard thinks. All right.
Yeah, it's the spread on that 16.5.
I think I agree with what you answered. Next up and final one, the coaching hire that would make the most sense. John Gruden to Oklahoma State, Alex Galesh to Maryland, Matt Campbell to Florida State, or Lincoln Riley to LSU. They all are far-fetched. I did that with the purpose of them being far-fetched.
Lincoln Riley to LSU. He was good at Oklahoma.
Well, he almost took that. That was the drama was he was going to leave Oklahoma for LSU, and he went to USC.
Yeah, and he might want to jump out of the. He's been on record how much he hates to travel in the Big Ten. Hey, go jump into the SEC. There's no travel there, or very minimal travel.
Yeah,
I can't see Matt Campbell going to Florida State.
He recruits a shit ton in Florida though, so he's there often.
Maryland isn't smart enough to fucking hire Galesh. They're too stupid up there. Gruden at OK State would be great. That'd be fucking hilarious. That'd be like having Gundy all over again.
All right, folks, that is our show. All right, give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at DColBD. The college basketball experience is coming up next, but give me it's gonna be about an hour. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. Till next time, folks. This is the college football experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.